All right, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. We ended up catching a small winner today. I wanted to hold to Asia. I accidentally made a mistake with my take profit, but we still ended up catching about a 2 hour trade. I'm super happy with this one. Again, guys, before we get into it, Alpha Futures is 20% off right now for the next 2 days for the Valentine's Day sale. So if you guys want any of the accounts, the zeros, the advanced, the standards are all 20% off. Use code LukeX and you'll get that discount. And yeah, executions for this trade are in the Discord. So pretty small one in and out today. Super happy with it though. Again, played out like literally exactly how I wanted. Just unfortunately, again, I was going to TP at Asia, so I missed out on like 40 extra points. But it is what it is. I still caught my piece of the move down. So coming into the day, overnight I had seen we had generated all this sell side. You could see how we slowly chopped the upside. We kind of just left like low resistance liquidity to the downside. The 4 hour was just kind of choppy. But what I seen was price respecting this 15-minute gap going into open. But I didn't really care about that because I knew that we had draws lower. And I figured we had London low, we had this hourly low, but the main thing I was looking at was these 8:30 data lows. Where is it? Right here. Right here. Let me mark this back out so you guys can see. We had 8:30 data lows, so I wanted to see price kind of flush towards that. So market opens up, and initially off market open, I really wanted to just short off of market open, but I don't trade the market open candle. We come down and we sweep out the data lows, and we get a nice move back to the upside. Now, I was watching basically this 3 minute gap because I knew we had an SMT technically off the data lows because ES never swept them out. So I was watching, I think it was a 3 minute or something, this 3 minute gap. And I was saying maybe if we inverse this or something like that, maybe I'll look for longs. But other than that, I'm just going to keep sticking with my like short kind of bias. Not bias, but I was favoring shorts. So price comes up from here and it ends up continuing to respect off this 5 minute bearish for value gap. We wick into it right here. And as you can see at the same time, ES sweeps these highs. So we end up getting another, SMT right here. ES takes the highs. NQ fails to take the highs. And on top of that, NQ is respecting off a 5 minute gap. So at this point, I'm saying, okay, we failed to take out London low, but we left a kind of like a relative equal low with this low and London low. We have this hourly low, we have this hourly low, we have Asia low, we have this low. Like we have all of this low resistance liquidity. There's no way we don't come down and take this out, if not in the AM and the PM, but like I'm favoring it to happen sooner. So again, price comes up, we sweep data lows, get a nice move to the upside, manipulate off this 5 minute gap. SMT with these highs, ES puts in a higher high, NQ puts in a lower high. So I'm looking at entry confirmation at this point to at least target down to London and then potentially hold this trade. So there's no inversions here because price is moving very choppy. So at this point, I'm just looking for straight up displacement because again, you look on the 1 minute, there's no inversions. I'm sure on the 30 second there might have been, I don't know, but I didn't see that. So I kind of just went on the 2 minute because the 3 minutes still needed a bit of time to close and the 2 minutes just kind of that in between point. So right here on this candle right here at 942, this is the candle I entered off of. We get a nice displacement candle, changing the state, whatever. After rejecting above these highs, we sweep these internal highs right here. We get an SMT. We're rejecting off a 5 minute gap. We have draws and liquidity lower, so I enter off this 2 minute close. I get filled at 338. And again, meant to drag my TP to Asia, which would have been here for a 3 hour trade, but I ended up walking away with a 1.91 hour trade, and I sized in heavier on this, so it's not really a big deal. So I only catch about 55 points of this move. Again, obviously, holding down to these lows would have been much more ideal because I did figure we were going to get a flush, but that's just my mistake, and it doesn't really matter. Still won the trade, still made my profit. So, yeah, basically, I'll run through it again, though, pretty quick. Even though we were respecting this 15 minute bullish gap right here, I did expect potentially for price to trade through. Market opens up, we initially dump down and take out the 830 data low from 8. We had unemployment claims today. Price then manipulates up, takes out this kind of low resistance buy side right here and continues to respect and tap off this 5 minute bearish gap. SMT off these highs because ES comes up, takes out those 830 highs or 835 highs, whatever. NQ puts in a lower high. I'm looking at entry confirmation. I take this 2 minute close right here, which is nice displacement to the downside. And yeah, changing the state, whatever. And I just got in there, stops above the candle. Because I figured if we want to rotate up here, like we've already done our job and respected off this 5 minute, like why would we want to come back up higher? You know what I mean? So I was playing the momentum here. I go break even after we take London. And then we flush down and again get out a little bit earlier than I wanted, but it is what it is. We still catch some of the move down. So that's it for me, guys. Simple one today, in and out. We got another day of red folder tomorrow. I believe we have CPI tomorrow, so it should be a good end of the week. Been a solid week so far. I had no trades yesterday except for an eval trade, and then I had wins on Monday and Tuesday. So really good week so far. Hopefully we keep it going tomorrow. Yeah, that's it for me. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.